I can't get over it sometimes, how teenagers can be such suckers. Do you know what a sucker really is? Ask any carnival pitchman. The sucker is the guy who thinks he's smart, that he's putting something over on you. Take the old shell game. The sucker never wins. Why? Because the pea is really a ball of wax. Don't be a sucker.
Friendships are easily made in a crowded theater, and when two older boys struck up a conversation and moved next to them, they were secretly pleased. At intermission, Sally found it flattering to have her friends see her in the company of older boys, and when they asked if they could take the girls home, she was all for it. Elizabeth was tempted, but decided it wouldn't be right. So it was fun riding with the older fellows. But when they drove right past her house, she became concerned. When they arrived at Lookout Peak, she was frightened. She tried to convince herself there was nothing to worry about, but when they parked off the road, she knew she had gotten herself into something she couldn't handle.
Go ahead, have a good laugh. Don't be a sucker.
To John, it seems perfectly natural and innocent to bump into an old classmate. He hasn't seen Pete since he dropped out of school last year. From the looks of him, he seems to be doing well on his out-of-town selling job. What John doesn't know is the selling job is pushing dope. Their accidental meeting calls for a little celebration, and Pete has just the thing. There's a little private party going on tonight, plenty of fun and laughs. Take a break. It sounds good, but...
Don't be a sucker.
To John, the party is swinging. Just the thing he needs to pep him up. The stage is set, the principal players are in position, the curtain is up. John doesn't realize it, but he has just been cast as the
sucker. Don't be a sucker.
To John, his first pot party looks exciting. Everyone seems to be having fun. Best of all, there are no parents, no other adults, no one to interfere with the fun. The feeling of importance, of belonging, of putting one over is taking hold.
Don't be a sucker.
He should be able to handle a few harmless puffs, just to see what it's like. Drag it, man. Try anything once. Fly. Don't be chicken. Don't be chicken.
Don't be a sucker.
Don't be chicken. Come on, man. Don't be chicken. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, come on, come on. Get with it.
Don't be a sucker.
The effects of the atmosphere and beer, the desire to belong, he chooses to go along. Not whether it's good or bad, he's having kicks. Up, 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 out of this world. His perception of depth and dimensions is radically changed. A low curb appears as a precipice. With a distortion of sight and sound, time is suspended. A low curb appears as a precipice. His perception of depth and dimensions, a low curb appears as a precipice. With a distortion of sight and sound, time is suspended. Fast action appears slow. The whole world is swiftly acting.
Don't be a sucker. Sucker.
So it was fun riding with the older fellows.
Sucker. 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 Sucker.
Drag it, man.
Sucker.
But when they drove right past her house, she became concerned.
Sucker. 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 I can't get over it sometimes, how teenagers can be such suckers.